Alright, what is up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you, and the first time in a long time I was able to catch WWE Legends House on the night that it aired. I'm not quite sure what episode this was, maybe it's the 5th episode or something like that, but this is the episode that aired May 15th, 2014, and this was an awesome show. I mean, like, honestly, I was at work today, I look forward to coming home, and the one thing that I look forward to more than anything was Legends House. Yes, Legends House won the WWE versus TNA War. I could have chosen to watch Impact, but I went with Legends House, and that did me right. 45 minutes of goodness. I really enjoyed this week's episode. It all started out with basically the country boys, Tony Atlas and Hillbilly Jim, getting together and heading on out to the grocery store. Instead of like the high class grocery store that in one of the first episodes Pat Patterson went to. As you can remember, he hit on the guy at the meat counter, asking him if he likes playing with his meat all day. They didn't go to that store. They went to more of a low key kind of store. This store sold everything from pickled pig's feet, which Tony Atlas had to sample before leaving the store, to chitlins, to basically different types of sausage and all sorts of goodies. I mean, like they even went and they got the guy to get a whole pig's head out of the freezer and bring it out. And they almost thought about buying it, but they knew when they got home everybody was gonna hate everything that they bought. When they came home, there was major heat in the house. Nobody wanted Tony Atlas making these pig's intestines. That's basically what chitlins are. He had to clean them out. Well, first he had to thaw them out. He had to put the chitlins inside of the sink and get them to start thawing out. Then he has to pick through the intestines and pick the pig shit out that didn't get cleaned out the first time when they were cleaned at the store. And everybody was big time on that. Hillbilly Jim played it up as masterfully. He told Jimmy Hart when Jimmy Hart was going through all the stuff, complaining because basically he just likes to eat beans and a potato. He doesn't like a whole lot of food. He's very picky about what he eats. And Hillbilly Jim, fed him the line, and Jimmy Hart fell for it. And he spread the rumor all over the house that they had bought Bull's penis, which actually just was, just big Italian sausage links, basically. And he went and told everybody from the Fink, Pat Patterson, Mean Gene Okerlund. Everyone was complaining about the smell in the house. Nobody wanted to be around it. Everybody was making their jokes. Roddy Piper picked it up, thought about eating it, and Piper's probably just too rich to eat like that, man. This food is not good food. I've sold this food before, but never in my life would I ever eat this stuff. No knock to you guys if you do eat pig's feet or anything like that. There was a lady who brought me pig's feet soup at my work maybe 2 weeks ago. She was so grateful that I got her these pig's feet and I cut her up for her, that she brought it back to me, but I just passed it off to my boss and I said, you know what? You can have this because you look a little bit more excited than I am to get this. Basically, after that was all done, Ashley came over to the house in a bikini. Everyone was all excited, thought they were having an awesome pool party with Ashley bringing over her hot friends. Boner alert. But basically, Ashley had brought a pool instructor that came over and taught them water aerobics like they were 80-year-old women, floating around in the pool. Basically, nobody wanted to do this. Nobody was really giving it. This was like a drill sergeant, man. This lady who was teaching this basically was telling Pat Patterson to quit fucking around, and that if he, backtalked her one more time, he was gonna have to get out of the pool and give her 10 push-ups. I don't know how this ended up, but basically, nobody was playing along. In my mind, I hope she just jumped out of the pool, got in her car, and drove off, leaving the Legends laying there, because it looked like she was ready to whoop some ass. For the third part of this show was basically, the task that the Legends had to do, and it was for charity, and it was a good one, was they had to make pieces of art. Tony Atlas, who was sort of the prima donna of the show, he was on this show. Honestly, in the very beginning, it was almost like he had a babyface turn. At the end of the last episode, Roddy Piper pulled him aside, told him that he needed to get a good day of rest, and start being himself, because basically he didn't put it out there, but nobody in the house likes you, Tony. And Tony came out and he was into it. He came up and gave Roddy Piper a big hug and a handshake and thanked him, saying that was what he needed, and he was ready to have a good day, and he was winning people over. But from the second Ashley said that this was an art gallery and everybody was have to work together as a team to sell these paintings to make sure that the money went to charity, Tony walked out. He just said, fuck it, I'm done. I'm not helping anybody. art is his passion. Art is what he does, to escape the world. And he didn't want all of these people ruining art for him, So basically, he just took off. Everybody had to create their own art. They made some all right art. I mean, Pat Patterson didn't finish it. I'm sure it would have been a good piece to have in there. They had to choose 4 ones that were there. One of them that was pretty cool that people would have bought was they had everybody's handprint and everybody signed it. Tony Atlas came back around, painted his own painting, a big clown face, which sold for the most at the show. I'd also expose that this show was sold in 2012, or it was made in 2012, because he signed it, Tony Atlas 2012, at the bottom of it. There was a lot of other ones, basically, where everybody just sort of smeared some paints on there, and they made a WWE symbol in the middle of it. Roddy Piper and Hacksaw Jim Duggan sort of just smeared paint all over there with their fingers, which one guy really liked. Once he got to the art show, he just sort of, was saying that it was a bullfight, and you can tell that the Matador was swinging the red cape, and there was people in the stands, and their colors of the... And I was like, I don't know what the fuck that dude was smoking before he came in there, but he is high as hell, 420 Goonie style up in there. But, they raised $1,200 for charity at their auction. Oh, and then they also had to work to get there. They rented a room for their art gallery at a large art festival, but their art festival was down the street and around the corner. They didn't have any foot traffic coming in there. Jimmy Hart, who was the heel of the episode, the guy that nobody liked because he ran his mouth and told everybody what to do during the art show, well, he really wasn't doing anything himself. Basically, he took his megaphone down there, walked up and down, took pictures, and was telling everybody, come to the art show, WWE legends and superstars, meet them, check out the art, all the money goes to charity, and he actually got some people in there to raise it. If it wasn't for Jimmy, everybody has their time, everybody has their place, and he was on it today. It was also kind of funny to seeing Mean Gene and Pat Patterson, 2 of the older guys that are on the show that seem to, Rat Pack together, almost more than Roddy Piper and Hacksaw Jim Duggan have become best friends. They were at each other's throats. Pat Patterson was saying that Mean Gene wasn't doing anything. He was picking on him, and Mean Gene was getting hot. I know that, in the previews of the show that we saw for 2 years of them trying to sell this and get us excited about it, Mean Gene breaks down and cries. My bet is it's going to be next week, because Pat had him on the ropes in this episode. I don't know. I tried to watch the ending of this episode twice. Both times my WWE network acted like the show was done and just ended. Normally they show you clips of what next week's episode is. I think what happened was I got home when this show was on, and so I clicked the show from the beginning, and for some reason maybe the last 2 minutes or maybe the last minute of the show isn't ready for the on-demand, or maybe the on-demand files corrupted or something like that. I don't know, but I got the gist of it. I got 44 of the 45 minutes. So this episode was fun. I will have to go check out Impact from here on out, but I hope you enjoyed my Legends House review, because I enjoyed making it. Peace out, everybody. Have fun.